If my
It's
computer
live.
hits us. Yay, we're live. Hello, everybody. We made it live. Today we're going to talk about reducing your toxic load. And so my name is Amy Parson. I'm a holistic health coach, and I love helping people improve their health.
And I'm Amy's sister, Mary Beasley, and I am an herbalist and an aromatherapist and love teaching and helping people know more about herbs and oils and how to use them.
So if you jump on live, say hi. If you're watching the replay, let us know, and we'll say hi too. We're excited to have you. This is a great topic. I think it's something that's become more widely known, but it was still something that I wasn't super familiar with until, the last couple of years. So, everybody in the world is exposed to about, 84,000 chemicals every day. That's a lot of chemicals, right? And most of that we can't avoid. Most of that is, car emissions and pollution, and wherever we go, we're exposed to chemicals. But the problem is when we're not taking care of our body, we're not eating healthy, it reduces your body's ability to get rid of those toxins. And then as you add more toxins, they build up over time, which makes it even harder to get rid of them in your body. And it actually affects the way your body can get rid of toxins. So some of the negative things that can happen when you have too many toxins in your body are you can have poor memory, erratic behavior, poor concentration, word confusion, cravings, vertigo, lots of different things that it can cause. It's also linked to just accelerated mental decline. Lots of very negative things. Also, whatever you put on your body, so lotions and deodorants and makeup and all those things, your skin, absorbs things. And so 26 seconds after you put things on your skin, your body absorbs the chemicals that are in it. So, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that too, but just being very careful what you put on your body, what you put in your body, where you are, things like that. So let's talk about some things that you can do to help. So, if you're able, eating organic is a great way to help reduce toxins. It also, sorry, I lost my train of thought. There was something else. Oh, just being aware of like what's in the fish and the meat that you buy and things like that can really help as well. Then, like I said, so being careful of what you put on your body. So makeup, lotions, deodorants, all of those things. You need to be really careful what's in them. So Youngevity has a lot of really fantastic skincare lines. We have Beyond Organic skincare line that has everything that you need. And then also I pulled up we have Soul Purpose is one of our brands, and they have smelling lotion. So this one is I cannot speak. Persian pomegranate and mango, and it smells so good. My son says it smells like candy. This one is just an unscented. So they have body custards, and they have body butter, and they have like candles and like scent. They just have like a bottle of scent too. It's kind of like perfume, but you could add it so if you got the unscented, you could add just the amount of scent that you want. So they have a really cool line of products that I really like. We also have deodorant that is fantastic, that has less stuff in it. And I was going to try and pull up this really cool graphic because we have a full makeup line, and it's really phenomenal because their foundation for this makeup line has 5 ingredients in it. 5 ingredients, and they're minerals. So it's a mineral makeup. It's high quality. It works well. There's different forms of it, and they have everything that you would need in makeup. So if you're ready to take that step, it's a really fantastic. The graphic that I have, it shows comparatively like to other brands. And so ours is number 1 at 5 ingredients. The next one up, I believe, has 11 ingredients. So still less than a lot of them, but it still has like almost over twice as many. So, generally when you reduce the amount of ingredients you're going to know what they are more. You're going to recognize their names, and they're going to have less toxins in them. That's not always, maybe not always true, but in general. Also, one other thought is that there's not a lot of regulation on packaging for makeup. So other manufacturers, they can put mineral makeup on their packaging without really having minerals in it. So the rules are not super strict. So you just really need to be careful of what you're buying and what you're putting on your skin. Okay. Another really great line that we have that I wanted to spend a couple minutes talking about is called Nature Direct. And so it is a essential oil cleaning line. And a couple of my favorite products. So, well, let's talk about this little doodah. This is called a revitalizer, a pure air revitalizer. And what you do is you fill it to the line with water, with cold water, and you add a solution in here, and then it pulls the air in, and basically it's kind of like washing the air, but it also puts that solution out into the air. And what that solution does is it pulls all of the polar particles, it attracts them, and then it traps them, and they drop to the ground. So it's purifying your air. And it's really fantastic for also just for when you're sick or you have sick kids. It's really good for small spaces. So what you do is you put it in your bedroom, you close all the doors and windows, let it run for a couple of hours, then move to the next bedroom and the next bedroom. So if you have a bigger room, you'll need two. But very economical, and we have some bundles that include it. And then kind of along with that, this is called Enviromist. And so the solution that you put in the revitalizer is basically basically Enviromist, but this is, I believe, a little more concentrated. So this will clear the air. So especially if you have smells, this is like the best air freshener you will ever find. So a really great bottle so it comes in a concentrate, and the concentrate makes 5 of these bottles. So Enviromist clears the air, and then we say the revitalizer maintains the air. So if you need to clear the air quickly, this is what you use. And I use it like on everything. And it's so safe that you can dump it in your garden. And I have my kids spray it on their feet because their feet are stinky. And you could probably spray it in your mouth. It probably wouldn't taste very good, but you could, and it wouldn't hurt you. So just a really fantastic cleaning line. They also have other cleaners. Like Spray and Wipe is just a general cleaner. They have Super Strength, which is like a little more heavy duty. Just some really, really great, easy cleaning solutions. There's another company that has claws that do magic things as well. I use both. I use ours and I use theirs, and I love both of them for different reasons, because sometimes I really want to spray something. Sometimes I really am like, I want to spray that. And so then I pull out my Nature Direct stuff. Okay. So I think that's all I want to talk about with that. But also, right, we're all being exposed to these chemicals. So we all have chemicals in our body that have built up over time, depending on how old you are, how long it's been. So there's some things you can do to already get rid of those that are already in your body. So I've talked about selenium in the past, but selenium cleans your cells. It helps your cells to get rid of that junk. So selenium is important for every single person on the earth. The dose is about 3 a day, at least 3 a day. Some people take a lot more than that. We also have a great detox tea that tastes fantastic. That's really good for detoxing. And so those are the main products. There's also, we've talked about the juice cleanses and maybe that's what Mary's going to talk about. But that's all I have. So just, be aware of what you're using, be aware of what you're putting in your body and on your body and what you're around, and to help us stay healthier.
Thanks, Amy. Back to the air revitalizer, that machine, you can just hold it up. I just want to make the point that that's not the same as a diffuser. You have a diffuser that you can put essential oils in, and it puts the essential oils into the air. Whereas the solution that goes in it has essential oils in it, but it's cleansing the air. And so you would never want to run both of them at the same time. They both have their benefits though.
And you don't put essential oils, just whatever you want in here. You have to have that solution or it will ruin your machine.
It will ruin it for sure. And I love that machine. It's amazing walking into a closed room that's had it running, and what a difference it makes in the air. So with my
Right. Just one really quick thing about their solutions. So they're emulsified. So that means they've used a plant emulsifier to make them mixable. And so they're not as strong as regular essential oils. They're not going to, they're very light scented. You will smell it, but they dissipate fast as well. That's all.
Great, thanks. I just wanted to show this book. This is Dr. Christopher, John R. Christopher on this book. And he's the herbalist that I have studied his courses. He's no longer alive, but I know all about him, and it's his herb formulas that I use a lot of. And the other day, my 11-year-old son, was just being ornery and rude and loud and full on temper tantrum and grumpy. And I finally, out of nowhere, just asked him, "Have you had a bowel movement today?" And my whole family is like looking at me like, "What?" And lo and behold, it had been a couple of days since he had a bowel movement. And Dr. Christopher was really big on, you have to have consistent bowel movements. When food goes in, a bowel movement needs to happen and come out. So you should be having at least 3 bowel movements a day. And when you get backed up and constipated, it goes over into your emotions. And so I knew immediately that's what I needed to work on with this child to help him get rid of some of that anger. Because when we build up in our bodies toxins and all that waste, like Amy was talking about, all those chemicals that we're around every day, it has tons of different effects on the body, physically and emotionally. And in this case, it was that emotional connection. And so Dr. Christopher recommends cleansing your body multiple times a year, like quarterly. And he has a full 3-day juice cleanse protocol that he does that I love doing. And if you're first starting out and have never done a cleanse, then you probably wouldn't want to do the 3 days. You'd want to start out small and maybe only do 1 day just to get your body used to it. And fasting is a type of cleanse as well and could be used as part of that. But his juice cleanse, he starts off with, you drink a certain amount of prune juice first thing in the morning. And then the rest of the day, you pick one juice that you're going to use all 3 days. And apple juice is one of his top choices because it's so cleansing of the bloodstream in the body, as well as giving you so much vitamin C and nutrients right back in. And so you're just drinking that every half hour to an hour throughout the day. And there's a few other things that you can add in. And I love doing that because once I cleanse and get rid of it's mucus and gross stuff that starts coming out of you. And when you think about how poorly you've eaten over the many years of your life and the buildup in your bowels and how your body's then not able to absorb what it needs to and eliminate what it needs to, you can only imagine as you continue doing regular cleanses, how much more deeper, grosser stuff you're getting out of your system. And I could share more details, but I probably won't right here. If you want more details, you can send me a message. But I love doing that to just get rid of those toxins because like Dr. Christopher said in this book, we have to purify the body in order to be able to heal it. And so I think that that's important to know that, we can work on all of our physical issues, but we aren't going to get anywhere if we have a buildup of toxins and waste and mucus in our system. So here in a couple weeks, I'm actually going to do this 3-day juice cleanse. It's been a while since I've done it. So April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is when I'm planning to do one. So if anybody wants to join me, put a comment. I'll send you all the information. I would love to have support. And I'd love to be able to help other,
do a challenge from your page.
I should. Maybe I will. We'll have to talk more about that. so let me know if you're interested. And I think that's all I have to say today.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, we hope that you're having. Oh, hi, Bayla. How are you?
Hi, Bayla.
Oh. She's, can you see her comments, Mary?
No, I can't.
She says, it's funny, last week we had a fast and I was listening to a lecture that discussed the physical benefits of fasting. So yes, and we religiously fast at least once a month just for a couple of meals. So I know other people do that as well. And yeah, it does have physical benefits. So good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a health empowered day. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.